Welcome to Quintin Lodge. This is where we last left off, and those waterfalls are, I think, Sutherland waterfalls, the highest waterfalls in New Zealand. Maybe I'm wrong, but the board over here, which you'll see in a minute, says just that, and I didn't see any other waterfalls around. So the scenery pack, this scenery pack by NZA Simulations is just awesome. And Quinton Lodge has a grass airstrip, and as you can see, it has a length of 1480 feet. Not too long, but enough for the Beaver, which we're going to be flying today, to take off. So spooling up the propeller because it's the first flight of the day in order to remove some excess oil that has been trapped. And now for adding the weight, I'm not going to add the full weight, which is 5,200 pounds of payload. I'm going to keep it around 4,800 plus some fuel, some extra fuel, in case I decide to take another flight to Milford Sound from Hollyford Track, because that's where we're going. If I didn't mention it, we're going from Quintin Lodge to Hollyford Track Airstrip or Airfield. The primer only needs 3 or 4 strokes under normal weather conditions if it's not too cold, otherwise 6 strokes. And as you'll see, I had some problem with the autopilot system. I haven't used this one in a long time. So you'll see that when we take off and when we try to turn around and go over the Sutherland waterfalls, there's a lake behind the waterfalls, and it's a steep climb. That's why I kept the weight a bit low, not totally like 5,200 pounds, because then the aircraft has to struggle, and we have to climb up to a cruise altitude of 7,000 feet. So, a tip, if you want this annoying rattling noise to go away, then all you have to do is go down to that yellow cap, that yellow filler cap, fuel filler cap, oil filler cap, sorry, and turn it around, and no more rattling noise. So, engine started and aircraft is set for takeoff. Taxi has to be done very slowly from this point because this is supposed to be the taxiway. At once I was trying to take off from here, I tried applying full takeoff power from the taxiway, and I got crashed or I damaged my airplane and the flight ended. So till you reach the end of this flat surface before the decline, before the gradient, you should be careful with your taxi speed and don't try to take off from the taxiway. Time to make a U-turn and head back over the falls and then over the lake. And as you'll see, I did not use autopilot correctly. I almost crashed the plane twice or thrice into the mountain, and I should have left it. I should have hand flied the plane till I was at a safe altitude. Here I'm trying to struggle against the autopilot till I finally managed to turn it off by excessive user input. And yes, that's the stall warning. And that was a very dangerous situation to be in a stall. The beaver is sometimes very unforgiving. Sometimes, especially when you're on at a low altitude. I had some altitude so I could recover from the stall, and again I'll try to turn on the autopilot, and you'll see me struggling again. So I've increased the RPM to the maximum and throttle to the maximum because I need to get over that ridge. And normally this is the takeoff speed, sorry, the takeoff thrust, and you should not hold this more than a minute, this throttle setting and the RPM setting. As you can see, I'm having problems with the autopilot unit, this King Bendix unit. I have still have to read the manual on whenever I can find one. So I'm trying to level off the plane using the autopilot, but as you can clearly see, it's not allowing me to go into vertical speed. So eventually, I use the altitude hold mode to level off at 7,000, as you'll see in a minute. So now it's time to, well, I was off course. It's time to move, head north by northeast because I'm off course and I need to correct my course. I had a look at the little nav map, which is not shown on the screen because NVIDIA Shadowplay does not record the other screens while you're in a game or another application unless you set the privacy settings to off or allowed uh, desktop recording. Time to descend. So that's the valley where the Hollyford Track Airstrip is located. And time to turn onto the downwind leg. So that's the Hollyford Track Airstrip. And we're going to fly over it, then take a U-turn and then land. So time to turn around and head back to the airfield and land. The airstrip is located just along the bank of this river, and It's a very short runway of the airstrip. It's a dirt airstrip, I think. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the flight, and now for the replays.